Today is 27th of April 2025. From today on, we will listen the Dhamma talk every day at 5 p.m. And today is the very first day of our retreat. And this is the very first Dhamma talk. We meditators have different objectives of practicing meditation. Some of you may have the objective of gaining the peace, since your mind is not peace enough. You may want the calmness of mind, since your mind is not calm. You may want to develop the controlling faculties of mind, because your mind is out of control. You have no control at all over your mind. Mind keeps thinking whatever it likes. There is no control at all. You may want to develop the mental power, since your mind is so weak, so tender. You may want to develop patience, because there is no patience at all in your mind. Or your mind is always agitated, frustrated. Frustration is there. Disappointment is there. That is why you want to be free from those frustrations, agitations. Or you just want to purify your mind, because there are so many impurities in your mind, as greed, anger, hatred, and so on. Or you want to enjoy the genuine happiness, because you are not enjoying the genuine happiness of life. Those who knows much more about the Buddhism, who have faith and confidence in Triple Gems, may want to attain the liberation, the ultimate liberation, or the free from all kinds of suffering. That is attainment of Nibbana. So in this way, you might have different objectives of practicing meditation. And we all believe that by practicing meditation, we can enjoy, we can experience, or we can have all these benefits. That is why we all are here. We are participating this retreat. Simply, we can say we want genuine happiness. There are two kinds of happiness. One is fake happiness, another one is genuine happiness. One is temporary happiness and another is last long happiness. One is associated with danger and another is free from danger. One has guarantee, another does not have guarantee. In this way, there are two kinds of happiness. One is kama sukha, that is sensuous happiness. Second one is viveka sukha, happiness obtained by seclusion of mind. The first one, kama sukha, sensuous happiness, is the happiness obtained by the sensuous objects. There are basically 5 kinds of sense objects: visible objects, audible objects, smellable objects, tastable objects, and tangible objects. For eye base, visible objects are sense objects. For ear base, audible objects are sense objects. For nose base, smellable objects are sense objects. And for tongue base, tastable objects, and for body base, tangible or tactile objects are sense objects. When we see, when we watch pleasing visible objects, we feel some sort of joy or some sort of delightfulness is there. That is sensuous pleasure or sensuous happiness. That is kama sukha. We also call it as kama rati. Rati is joy or pleasure. If we use the word sukha, then happiness. When we listen pleasant audible objects, then we feel good, we enjoy, we delight. That is again sensuous happiness. Similarly, when we smell pleasant smell, delicious food, and pleasant tangible objects we have, we feel good, we enjoy, and we feel delightful. That is sensuous happiness. But the sensuous happiness is not the genuine happiness. How long we can keep listening the pleasing audible object. Let's say there is a pleasing music. How many times we can repeatedly listen that sound or music. Later, boredom arises. We don't enjoy anymore. It is because that is not the genuine happiness. Kama sukha, sensuous happiness, is the fake happiness. It is associated with greed or attachment, associated with danger. It is not long-lasting happiness. That is why we are here, in order to enjoy, in order to experience the genuine happiness that we will experience by the seclusion of mind. By seclusion of mind. So later, meditators will understand more about the seclusion, the happiness obtained by seclusion of mind. So I will not talk much about the Viveka Sukha. Here, I will mainly talk about the first one, Kama Sukha, sensuous happiness. Again, the sensuous happiness can be enjoyed by ordinary people, whereas genuine happiness, or the happiness obtained by the seclusion of the mind, can be enjoyed by extraordinary people. It is beyond the reach of ordinary people who just keep indulging, involving in sense objects, sensuous life, sensuous objects, who just keep indulging on sense objects. They have no chance to enjoy the genuine happiness. So, to understand more about the Kama Sukha and the happiness, the Viveka Sukha, here is a small story. There was a monk named Bhaddiya at the time of the Buddha. In fact, he was a king before his renunciation. After renunciation, he dwelled in forests, mostly sitting under the beneath of tree, spending secluded life. Having gone to forests, dwelling in secluded place, sitting under the tree, he would often say, Aho Sukham. Aho Sukham means what a happiness. What a happiness. He would repeatedly say, Aho Sukham, Aho Sukham. A number of monks heard what the Venerable Bhaddiya said and reported to the Blessed One. Then the Blessed One called Venerable Bhaddiya and asked him whether it is true that having gone to forest, dwelling in secluded place, sitting under the tree, would repeatedly say, Aho Sukham, Aho Sukham. In reply, Venerable Bhaddiya said to Buddha, Yes, Blessed One. Then Buddha again asks him, why would you repeatedly say, Aho Sukham, Aho Sukham? Then he replied, Blessed One, before my renunciation, I was king. I had posted guards, so many guards in my palace, inside the palace, outside the palace, inside the city, outside the city, inside the county, outside the county, inside the state, outside the state, and in border as well. I had posted many guards for my protection, but still my mind was afraid of. Agitation was there. Goosebumps was there. Mind was insecure. I had never experienced happiness, though I was a king. But Blessed One, now I dwell in forest, sitting under the tree, dwelling in solitude place. I have no fear. I have no agitation, no goosebumps. I feel secure, though there are no securities at all. That is why Blessed One, I repeatedly said, Aho Sukhang, Aho Sukhang, or what a happiness, what a happiness. So this is the small story about the Venerable Buddha, and there are many things to assume, to consider about this small story. Venerable Buddha was king before his renunciation, but still he was not happy. As we know, as a king, all sorts of sensuous happiness is available. All sorts of sensuous happiness is available for him, but still he didn't enjoy or experience the genuine happiness, the true happiness. But after renunciation, many of you know, after renunciation, when becoming a monk, he dwelled in the forest, mostly spending time under the tree, secluded place, nothing. Sense objects were not there, we can say at all, but still happiness was there. So that's why we have to understand the genuine happiness can't be obtained by the sense objects. Many people think that happiness can be obtained or enjoyed by enjoying the sense objects. That's why every day people pursue the sense objects from early morning until they go to the bed. Those who believe earning good amount of money can bring happiness, they pursue behind money. Those who believe name and fame will bring the happiness they pursue. They run behind name and fame. Those who believe good education or graduation can bring genuine happiness, they pursue education. Those who believe good status can bring genuine happiness, they run behind the good status. But as you know, and as I have just mentioned about the story of Venerable Buddha, in this world there are many wealthy people. Do you think they are happy? There are many people who has name and fame. Are they happy? There are many people with good status. Are they happy? Are they really happy? There are many people who have good education, good job. Are they happy? So there are many people still not happy. If we ask why they are still not happy, because they have only the sense pleasure. They don't have the seclusion of mind. Their mind is not pure, not clean, not free from defilements. If our mind is not free from defilements, we can't enjoy the genuine happiness. So, all the meditators who are participating in this retreat, I believe, more or less, you know that sense pleasure is not the genuine happiness, or sense objects. Sense objects do not generate the genuine happiness. Only seclusion of the mind does. By knowing this, you have participated this retreat. And from today on, because our retreat has started from today, so today on, I believe that you will try your best in order to enjoy, in order to experience the genuine happiness. The seclusion, development of seclusion of mind. How to experience, how to enjoy the seclusion of mind, or the happiness generated by the seclusion of the mind. And the answer is very simple: by the development of mindfulness, by development of concentration, and by development of wisdom. To develop mindfulness, there are two crucial factors. There are two crucial factors needed. And today we are going to talk about these two crucial factors in order to develop mindfulness. And before talking about these two factors, I would like to mention there are two kinds of seclusion. The first one is kaya viveka, bodily seclusion, and second is chitta viveka, seclusion of mind. Both are needed in order to enjoy the genuine happiness. Kaya viveka, bodily seclusion, can be obtained when we enter into secluded place. Yogis have already entered in this meditation center, which is a very quiet place, secluded place. So by entering into this meditation center, you have already have the first seclusion, that is kaya viveka, bodily seclusion. But bodily seclusion alone is not sufficient in order to enjoy the genuine happiness. This is not the major part. This is not the main part in order to enjoy the genuine happiness. This is the minor part. This is not the main one. The main one is seclusion of mind. And as I have already mentioned, to develop the seclusion of mind, we have to develop mindfulness. And to develop mindfulness, we need two main factors, crucial factors. We can also say two mental qualities are needed. Here we are trying to develop mindfulness by observing the presently arising object. There are two objects to be observed: physical object and mental object. There are only two objects to observe: physical and mental. Physical and mental. And again, physical and mental objects which are arising at present moment, not those objects which have already arisen, and not those objects which are yet to arise. Past and future objects are not the objects of observation. Whether we do sitting meditation or walking, or whether we try to practice in our daily activities, past and future objects are not the objects of observation. Present objects which are arising at present moment. If bodily objects are present, then bodily. If mental objects are present, then mental. So presently arising object is the object to be observed. And to observe that presently arising object, the first mental quality needed is aiming factor. aiming factor is needed. That means we have to aim towards that meditative object. We have to target our mind. We have to direct our mind towards that presently rising object. And second is energy. We have to apply energy to propel our mind towards the meditative object. Without these two mental qualities, we can't develop mindfulness. Unless we develop mindfulness, we can't develop the seclusion of mind and can't enjoy the genuine happiness. So, two mental qualities: aiming factor, that we call in Pali Vitakka. Aiming factor is called as Vitakka, and energy is called as Viriya. There are three kinds of Viriya. First is initial energy or launching energy. Launching energy or initial energy is the energy that we apply in order to observe the presently rising object. For example, when we are about to observe the rising and falling of the abdomen, we propel our mind, we push our mind, we apply energy, that is initial energy, that is launching energy. We launch our mind towards the meditative object. When we observe falling as falling, again we propel our mind towards falling. That is also launching energy. Again, next rising, next falling, next rising, next falling. We keep launching our energy so that mind approach or guess the object, mind catch the object, mind hits the target. That is launching energy. And energy alone is not sufficient. Energy alone is not sufficient and effective in order to develop mindfulness. We need aiming factor. We have to aim. Again, for example, when we are about to observe the rising as rising, we have to aim abdomen. We should not aim any other part of the body, because rising and falling take place in abdomen, not other parts of the body. So mind must be aimed or directed towards the abdomen. Here is an example in order to clarify how crucial these two factors are. You might have seen or have played dart game. In dart game, there is a dartboard and small missiles to throw or to launch to hit the center of the dartboard. When we are about to launch the missiles, we have to aim the center of the dartboard. Without aiming, we can't hit the center. We can't hit the center of the dartboard. So we have to aim first. And aiming alone is not sufficient to hit the center of the dartboard. We have to launch the missile. And to launch the missile, we need energy. Again, sufficient energy is needed. If our energy is not sufficient, missile is not going to hit the dartboard. Missile is not going to approach the dartboard. Sufficient energy is needed. So if we aim and apply sufficient energy, then the missile or arrow hits the center, strike the center of the dartboard. Again, think in this way. We just apply energy without aiming. We are applying sufficient energy, but aiming is lacking. Can we hit the center of the dartboard? We can't. We can't hit the center of the dartboard. So in this way, both mental qualities or both factors are needed in order to hit the center of the dartboard. So do here when we observe the presently rising object, whether it is rising and falling of the abdomen, whether it is the movements of the legs, whether it is thinking thoughts or mental objects, whether it is the sensation of the body, whether it is the action we do in our daily life, must be aimed and apply sufficient energy. Then only mind will hit the meditative object. Then only mind will hit the meditative object. If rising, falling, then rising, falling. If movements of the legs, then movements of the legs. If mental object, then mental object. If daily action, performance, then daily action or performance. In this way, these two mental qualities are needed. We can have another example, very simple one. You might have played the marble or have seen playing marble. Children play marble. When they play marble, in order to hit another marble, they aim and they apply energy to hit another one. If they just aim but don't apply sufficient energy, can't hit another marble. If they just apply energy and don't aim or target accurately, again can't hit another marble. Both aiming factor and energy are crucial, needed. Hitting another marble, similarly to observe presently arising object, aiming factor and energy are needed. They are crucial. As soon as you close your eyes, instantly you have to aim towards the abdomen in order to observe rising as rising, falling as falling. Meanwhile, you have to apply energy to propel your mind, to push your mind so that your mind gets close to the rising and falling, so that you can feel, you can experience, you can see, or you can notice, discover rising as rising and falling as falling. Then we note, then we make a mental labeling, rising as rising, falling as falling. Mental labeling is also needed. I would like to emphasize here, mental labeling is also needed, not just observing. You have to make a mental note. When rising takes place, note as rising. When falling takes place, note as falling. Again, next rising as rising, next falling as falling. Then rising, falling, rising, falling. While observing rising and falling, if mind wanders, thinking, thoughts arise, and when you notice, now you have to aim. Now you have to aim towards those thinking thoughts. Again, aim, target your mind, apply energy, and make a mental note, thinking as thinking, thinking, planning as planning, memory as memory, and so on. If bodily sensation is there, aim to the place where sensation is present. If it is on knee, you have to target your mind on knee where sensation is predominant. If it is on head, then target your mind on head where sensation is predominant. Propel your mind by applying energy. Push your mind by applying sufficient energy and note as it is. If it is pain, then note as pain, pain. If it is aching, then note as aching. If it is burning, then note as burning. If it is tension, then as tension. If tightness, then as tightness. If numbness, as numbness, and so on. If it is walking meditation, then aim your mind to your footstep and note right step as right, left step as left, lifting as lifting, dropping as dropping, lifting, moving, dropping as lifting, moving, and dropping. When you perform daily activities, target your mind, aim your mind towards that action. If you stretch your right hand, now you have to aim your mind towards right hand, not towards left hand, because right hand is functioning. If right hand is functioning, you have to aim towards right hand. Direct your mind towards right hand. Push your mind in order to make a close observation, that is application of energy, and note as stretching if you are stretching your hand. If it is bending, then as bending, bending. When you bow down, then note as bowing down. While bowing down, movement of head is obvious, so now you have to aim or target your mind towards head and note as bowing down. So in this way you have to target that action or that bodily performance. Or we can also say you have to target your mind towards that bodily part which is functioning. If right hand is functioning, you have to aim towards right hand. If left hand is functioning, then aim towards left hand. If right leg is functioning, then right leg. If left leg is functioning, then left leg. While eating, while chewing, so the functioning part of our body is mouth. So aim your mind towards mouth, and meanwhile apply energy and note as it is. You don't need to use the technical words when you make a mental note. General words or the terms are sufficient in order to make a mental note. If you are chewing, then chewing. If you are swallowing, then swallowing. If you are stretching, stretching, bending, bending, bowing down, bowing down. If you are putting on your slipper, then putting on. If you are taking off, then taking off. If you are closing the door, then closing. If you are opening the door, opening. In this way, general terms are quite enough in order to make a mental note. So in this way, whether we do sitting meditation, walking meditation, or we practice in our daily activities, we have to aim towards the presently arising meditative object, and we have to apply the sufficient energy. Not just energy, but sufficient. I have already mentioned not just energy, but sufficient. If we don't apply sufficient energy, mind is not going to approach to the meditative object. That's why we have to apply sufficient energy. So in this way, these are the two crucial mental factors needed in order to develop mindfulness. Without these two mental qualities or factors, development of mindfulness is impossible. And if no mindfulness, then no seclusion of mind. And if no seclusion of mind, no genuine happiness. In this way, these two mental qualities are needed, crucial in our practice. I will talk more about these two mental qualities. Today, time is already up, so that's why I will conclude today's Dhamma talk. We all have different objectives of practicing meditation, whether to enjoy the genuine happiness, whether to calm down the mind, to enjoy peacefulness, calmness of the mind, whether to develop the controlling faculties, whether to be free from impurities of mind. All these benefits can be enjoyed by practicing meditation. So having conviction that by practicing meditation, I can calm my mind, I can enjoy peacefulness, I can have full control over my mind, I can develop patience, I can purify my mind, and I can enjoy the genuine happiness. May you be all able to aim and apply sufficient energy in order to absorb the presently arising object, and by application of these two mental factors, may you be able to develop mindfulness, and by development of the mindfulness, may you be able to develop the seclusion of the mind, and may you be able to enjoy the genuine happiness.